No. 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 Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Phyzik Talks. It's a pleasure to have you here once again. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed today's display of rage and disappointment, then please do leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to help support me, this valiant knight that stands up to injustice. I said, this valiant knight, why aren't you believing me? Yeah, please do subscribe if you enjoy my content. Thank you so much. Let's get on with today's video, shall we? So, once again, we will be taking a slip dive down into the robotic community where this android is malfunctioning and saying this bizarre, insane things because the processor chips in his brain box are malfunctioning. They're going haywire, and we need to investigate and see exactly the truth behind this matter. So, if none of this is making sense so far, then basically we will once again be taking a look at our passive-aggressive neighborhood sociopath, ONISIONS. And boy oh boy, has he taken things too far. So, full disclaimer, I am going to be melting throughout the rest of this video as it is going up to 37 degrees in England, which is the hottest we've had since 1976's heat wave. The first thing I wanted to show you is on Twitter. However, he removed it or something because I can no longer find it. Luckily, I spoke about it within a stream, so we can take a look at this first tweet. Sorry about the image quality, because I've taken it from the stream, it's not the best. The tweet says, "Please stop bringing up Shane Dawson. He searched for..." Described the results. He made an entire video of him looking up what he described as videos of kids. He repeatedly, a prepubescent girl on camera. I did not do those things. He did. I didn't do those things. Guys, I didn't do those things. Do you believe me yet? Is this projection working? No, ONISIONS. This projection makes it so obvious as to what your intent is. For those of you that don't know, projection is where someone will take qualities of themselves that they don't like and attach these attributes onto someone else. In this instance, ONISIONS is denying that he is a by attaching those attributes onto Shane Dawson. It is incredibly obvious what he's doing. My entire fan base can see that. And ONISIONS also goes on to say that the only people that have a problem with ONISIONS and Shane Dawson are 12-year-old children that don't know what they're talking about. Well, I'm 24. Most of my fan base are either my age or older. Some are younger. I have some incredibly mature younger fans that can clearly see what you're trying to do. So, I don't know what you're talking about. And this tweet, wow, ONISIONS, you're gonna get sued, buddy. You're gonna get sued if you keep this up, because you have no idea what you're talking about. You're projecting these attributes onto him so much to the point where you are actually believing that this is true. This message, I would tear it apart, but we have something else I need to show you, and we'll tear that apart because it covers everything. ONISIONS also tweeted this: "I do owe PewDiePie an apology." You think? So I'm sorry if I took an actual joke wrong. An actual joke, unlike those fake jokes. I do not, however, owe the other YouTuber an apology. Yes, you bloody well do. That guy can't undo what he did to that 12-year-old and the other things. You say this as if he's been a rampant for years. So please stop tweeting me about it. Check attached. ONISIONS, you've brought this upon yourself by harassing and bullying Shane Dawson, by obsessing over him and sending him the most insane messages. You've brought this upon yourself. Are you shocked that his fans and other people are defending him? I'll remind you again, I don't watch Shane Dawson's channel. I just know that he's a really decent person, a really genuine guy, and what you're doing is horrible considering his problems with anxiety, and of course you've bullied him about his appearance. I want to defend him because you're out of your mind and you've taken this a billion steps too far. So let's take a look at what he's attached here. Whew, that's a long message. Right, let's tear this to shreds, shall we? Cool. By the way, Shane. I don't know what happened there. By the way, Shane, this whole thing, me versus you. Is that what it is? Is it? In the very first couple of words, you've displayed exactly what this is about. It's me versus you, ONISION versus Shane. It's because you obsess over him and you cannot handle the fact that he is an incredibly successful YouTuber and you have failed. That's what this is about, isn't it? By the way, Shane, this whole thing, me versus you, I was just joking. Don't you believe me? That's because it's obvious I mean what I said about you. Just like it's obvious when you describe an 8-year-old girl as repeatedly in a voice that matched a serious tone, when anyone describes anyone as you meant it. Are you out of your goddamn mind? A serious tone? He clearly said it in the most jokey manner possible. Oh, wow. You don't get jokes. This is a thing, ONISION. You can't compute jokes because you have the mind of a sociopath. No, I'm not saying you are a sociopath. I'm saying you have tendencies of a sociopath. I'm no psychologist, so I can't diagnose you. But you don't understand jokes. You really don't understand certain situations. And because of that lack of understanding, this is where we have problem. Repeatedly in a voice that matched a serious tone when anyone describes anyone as you meant it. Just like when you said you looked up and described the results, you meant it. Well, he didn't. ONISION, you can't say that. You're not Shane Dawson. You can't say that this is a fact. You're completely delusional, my friend. I'm sorry, but you're losing the plot day by day. He didn't mean it. It was clearly a joke. Yes, he's going to talk about searching for and describing the results of in the middle of a live stream. Yes, that's a real thing that a human would do. You're completely off your rocker, mate, if you think that for 1 second he would describe his tendencies on a live stream. Just like when you told your 12-year-old cousin to eat a hot dog slow and then filmed her doing it, you meant it. Are you serious? You think he asked his 12-year-old cousin to do that for... You really think he would do that? The thing is, ONISION, you have worked with Shane. You have had a close relationship with Shane. Just like how you deleted your video twerking in front of kids the moment the accusations came out. Obvious guilt. Obvious guilt. What? What do you mean obvious guilt? When he has a video and people start associating that with the behavior of a... Of course he's going to get rid of it. He wouldn't want something like that to continue. Whereas yourself, when you rate children on how they are, you leave it up online. ONISION, you are projecting. Okay, so I've explained what projecting is. ONISION is doing this to a massive, massive extent. The thing is, he has done these things. He has rated children on how attractive they are. He has dated a 17-year-old when he was 7 years older than them. You've done these things, ONISION, and you weren't joking. You meant it. Whereas Shane, who was clearly joking in every last one of these scenarios, he didn't mean these things. So, by your logic, you need to be locked up. And maybe you do. Just like many other things you have done that are absolutely disgusting in connection with children. ONISION, can I remind you of another thing? You've never mentioned any of these things until that news publication came out and how Shane Dawson is suddenly a... When in fact, that is clearly the news lying about something to gain a good scoop. Just like PewDiePie isn't some neo-Nazi, Shane isn't a... So that means that you have been fully aware of all of this, but just didn't say anything For what? No reason. Because you clearly have disliked Shane for a long time before any of this came out. So what does that make you, ONISION? What does that say about you? What's really happened is that news publication came out, and just like these greedy news publications, you suddenly thought, ooh, I reckon I could stir up some controversy with this. Let's dig into Shane's past and take every tiny little meaningful joke and turn it into something that it's not. Context, ONISION. You bang on about how context is important and how people twist context for their own agenda. That's exactly what you're doing here. That's exactly what you do all the goddamn time. You are a manipulative person. You twist things to your own agenda, and you have the gall to call yourself the most real YouTuber, the most honest YouTuber. No, ONISION, you are the total opposite of that. The total opposite. You are simply brainwashing your young children fans that absolutely idolize you. You are brainwashing them into thinking that you are honest, that you are real, and that you say things that other people are too scared to mention. No, no one has mentioned this before because it's not true. Because it's the most insane delusional thoughts. Why do you think you're the only person in the world that thinks these things? Because you're wrong, ONISION. That's why, because you're wrong about this. So, one inappropriate act towards kids. We're talking 0 to 12-year-old Shane. One act is unacceptable, but you? The list is massive. Or maybe that's not true. Maybe he's just had some crude jokes with his family members. Are you not also a person that makes incredibly offensive jokes? Did I hear someone say hypocrisy? Yes. Yes, you can hear that, can't you? You can hear that. That's the sound of the truth, my friend. Whoa! That's a big spider. Jesus. Hi, friend. Oh, that was you calling him a hypocrite.
Yes.
Even tiny arachnids understand how fake you are, ONISION. So, let's continue with this message. You are no matter how many times you say it's all a joke, men who are not into kids would never describe any obvious child as no comedian, no one, especially in their own voice, as opposed to someone else's voice, with no sarcastic tones whatsoever. Yes, but ONISION, he followed this by saying that he was kidding. At this point, I'm starting to believe that you've only listened to the version in that news publication. I think that's what you've done, because that cut out loads of stuff to make it sound really bad. It's like you've only listened to that and then made all of your decisions about him from that. You are as bad as these terrible companies. He said he was joking. How many more times do I need to say this? With no sarcastic tones? Are you joking? I actually can't believe you're saying this. No matter how many times you say it's all a joke, men who are not into kids would never describe any child as, well, maybe if they're making a joke, they would do that. It's getting confusing as to whether you genuinely believe these words you're saying, or whether you're clearly trying to use this situation to your advantage and you're trying to manipulate people's thoughts into really thinking that he is what you're saying he is. I can't tell anymore. The more I think on it, I'm starting to genuinely think you believe this. But it can't be true. We all know what kind of a person you are. You did a video a very long time ago talking about how you understood why did what they did. You'd damage control and say you would never, but then you'd go one up trying to get everyone to understand them. At one point you even implied they were equal to people who had foot. So let me explain something to you. Deserve prison. People who are into like you have repeatedly indicated you are prison. Once again, Onision, you don't understand the situation, so you are judging based on absolutely nothing. They don't deserve prison, they deserve help. They deserve help. You know there are that don't act on their urges. Onision, how would you like it if you spent your childhood going through trauma after trauma, being abused by your own family members, and then as a result having these urges that you cannot act upon? How would you like it? Maybe these are the wrong questions to be asking someone like yourself. I understand that is a complex matter. I understand that you can't just chuck them in prison and call them horrible people. These are people with mental disorders. Just like your absolutely ridiculous thoughts on addiction, which by the way are moronic, and you've made a new video stating that people who take illegal substances deserve what comes to them. No. Just like this situation, you don't understand that situation, so you judge people based on nothing. Addiction is a mental disorder, a mental illness, not too dissimilar from things like depression. Is a mental illness. People don't want to be like that. And yeah, I think in a lot of cases, people that act on it and do horrible things do deserve prison. But those that don't act upon it, and those that understand that they have a mental condition that needs support and needs help, I don't think they deserve prison. And I'm sorry, if you're a new viewer, I don't give a damn what you think about that. Those are my strong beliefs, and I'm not going to go against that. I'm just saying there's a massive difference between those who have a mental condition and don't act upon their urges, and those who have a mental condition and carry out the most obscene acts. There's a big difference. You made an entire conspiracy video on being on YouTube, and you literally searched for the most disgusting videos you could find of those kids, and literally had to blur them out. They were so bad, which means you watched all of them. You can't just say that. You don't know that he watched all of them. And if he's making a conspiracy video about this, then he's using clips to back up what he's saying. Like, what are you talking about, Onision? None of what you're saying makes any sense. What man in his right mind would actually search for and record videos of girls who have not even hit puberty yet? I don't know what video you're talking about, but he's clearly not going to be using clips that are that bad to put on YouTube. It's to back up his point. You just said they're all blurred, so you have no idea what the videos even are, Onision. What are you goddamn talking about? Anyway, guys, listen. There's a lot in this message. There's a lot to cover here. There's a lot I can talk about. The last thing I want to talk about is further down. He says, Shane, you can claim whatever you want as a result of this. Bottom line is, these are your only options. 1, ignore me. 2, get a lawyer. 3, turn yourself into the police. No, you're missing the 4th option, which is to sue you. And that is what will happen if you don't stop. Turn yourself into the police. Again, use your own logic on yourself, Mr. Double Standards, and turn yourself into the police because of the obscene things you've done. So, as I say, there's a lot to cover here, and I'd like to cover more of this in a future video, but for now, let's leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today. My hair is a total mess. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed the video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you'd like to help support me and my channel. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you in the next one. Take care now.